snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So I'm here today to do my November TBR, which is really exciting. I cannot believe it's November already. Christmas is next month. It's all so exciting. And I have a month left until I'm on my Christmas holidays, which is pretty crazy, seeing as I feel like I've only just got back to uni. But it's all exciting and fun, and I cannot wait for all of the fun stuff coming up. Equally, I have some really cool books that I want to get to in this month, and some awesome read-alongs that I'm going to be planning to do as well. So I'm really excited about this month in general, and just everything is looking brighter and more fun and more vibrant, and it looks like I'll have more time to read this month as opposed to last month, which was a bit of a fail. So I'm really excited generally. So I have chosen about 11 books for the month of November. I feel like I'm probably being optimistic once again, but we will just see what I end up getting through, and I would just love to hear which ones you guys want me to read as a kind of high priority, because I'm really excited about some of them, but some of the others are just kind of thrown in there to see if I feel like reading them, and if you guys convince me, then I probably will pick them up, but we shall see. So let's get started. I actually have a few books that I'm already currently reading. One of those is Darkness of Cephalon, which is by Raymond E. Feist, and I'm really enjoying this, although I have been taking it very, very slow because I have been so busy and just not had the time. I'm just under halfway through, so I'm not particularly far, but it's not a very long story. It shouldn't take me too long to get through this. I am really enjoying it, and I'm very excited to finish up this trilogy and be done with that series so that I can start other stuff and feel good about actually having finished a series for once. But I'm really enjoying this, and I'm definitely going to continue on with this in the month of November. The next book that I am currently listening to on audiobook is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. And this is the first Adams book I've ever read. I've never read The Hitchhikers at all until now, and I'm loving it. It's narrated by Stephen Fry, who is one of my favourite narrators because he narrated Harry Potter, and that has a place in my heart. And I really, really am loving it. I think it's great. It's such a funny and catastrophic book with so many crazy events and so much madness, but it's just really, really well put together, really hilarious, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm nearly done with that. I'm about 80% of the way through, so I've only got about an hour and a half left to listen to, and I'm definitely going to be finishing that up in the next few days, if not today, so that's exciting. Also on audiobook, I am listening to, or I'm about to start listening to, A Crown of Swords, which is book number 7 in Wheel of Time. I will officially be halfway through once I finish this, so that's a little bit crazy because I feel like I've been reading it for so long. But yeah, Wheel of Time, book number 7. I just finished up book number 6 earlier today, and I'm so excited to get on to book 7 and see how it all goes, because a lot of people say that it slows down after book 6, and that the series doesn't get as gripping and things don't happen as often and it just gets a bit boring. I'm hoping that listening to it on audiobook will kind of counteract that, because I love the voice acting and all of that, but we shall see. So I'm excited to continue on with the series and see what happens. So that will be happening over the course of the month and probably into next month, because it's about 30 hours, so we'll see. So I'm currently reading The Three-Body Problem, which is by, and I'm going to say this completely wrong, Cixin Liu. I really don't know how you say that, so I apologise profusely if I've completely mucked that name up, which I'm sure I have. But I'm reading this as part of a group read-along with hopefully a live show at the end of it, with Elizabeth from Books and Pieces, Michael from Bitten by a Radioactive Book, Brock from Let's Read, Brianne from Stories from the Shelf, and Nicole from Nicole's Adventures in SFF. It's going to be a big event, and we're all very excited to read it and review it and talk about it in a live show sort of situation, so hopefully there will be more news on that. I will let you guys know the date and times when I know officially, but that is in the works, and hopefully that will be happening sometime in November as well, because the book actually gets released in November and we all got advanced reader copies, so we all want to read it before it comes out and have a chat about it, and yeah, it should be really exciting. I really don't know what it's about. I just know it's a sci-fi book that is a kind of classic in China and has now been translated into English, and it's all surrounding the mystery of the three-body problem, which I think is like a scientific phenomenon of some kind. I really don't know. so don't quote me on that, and we'll just see how it goes. But I'm only about 5% of the way through. I've really not got very far. I've only read the first chapter, but I'm definitely going to knuckle down and read that over the next few days because I need to get it done before the live show. The next book that I am also doing a kind of read-along thing for is Wool, which is by Hugh Howey. I've had this book again for absolutely ages on my shelf. It's one of those books that I've had and really was excited for when I first bought it, and then it just got forgotten and now it's just sitting on my shelf. I'm still really excited for it, but other stuff keeps on coming up and getting in the way. So Brock from Let's Read and Amanda from the Marvellous Reading Room and Paige from Enchantology are all doing a read-along of Wool, and I'm really excited. They're using the hashtag Woolvember, so if you want to join in and talk about the book, go ahead and use that hashtag. I will definitely be starting it in the next few days and seeing how it goes, but I'm really excited. I've heard that it's a great book. A lot of people who I know and trust have rated it really high, and I'm just very excited for this one. I believe it's kind of an adult dystopian, which is really interesting because I haven't really read many adult dystopians, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Next, I want to read Infinity Blade Redemption, which is the second one in the Infinity Blade series by Brandon Sanderson, which is based off of the game, and I'm really excited for this. I read the first one last month and I really enjoyed it, and I definitely want to see what all the characters get up to and how the story progresses in the second one, so that one should be an interesting and fast read because it's quite a short story. Next, I would also like to read Scale Bright, which is by Benjamin Sriduan. I have no idea how you say that. Again, I'm really sorry if I completely ruined that name. But I heard about this book from Books and Pieces. On her channel, she raved about this book and said it was really good, and I was really intrigued and I wanted to find out more. So I picked it up on my Kindle, and I may well get around to it this month. We shall see. But I'm very excited to give it a go because it's another translation, I believe, and it should be really fun because reading works from international authors is always interesting and always a new experience because it's so different to the Western ideas of fantasy and everything like that, and I'm really excited to give it a go. Another book which I have as an option is Promise of Blood by Brian McKellen, and I'm really excited for this one because I know that he was actually a student with Brandon Sanderson, and a lot of people have compared their works. Even though McKellen writes flintlock fantasy and isn't all based around magic systems, I've heard that he does have some really cool magic systems and that there are interesting and fun ideas within his books. So I'm really excited to give it a go. I watched an interview with Sanderson and McKellen a while back and they were both really interesting. I'm definitely really intrigued by this series because I haven't really read anything flintlock fantasy yet. It's a name I've been hearing floating around BookTube a lot recently, and I definitely want to get on the bandwagon and see what flintlock is all about because I really don't know yet, so it should be an experience. Finally, on my Kindle I have another option which is kind of just to lighten the mood a bit, and that is actually a YA or children's book, which is Russian Roulette by Anthony Horowitz. This is a kind of companion to the Alex Rider series by Anthony Horowitz, which I absolutely loved when I was younger and I still enjoy to this day. I have the CDs, so I have listened to them many times over, and I really enjoyed them. I thought they're all brilliant, and just his writing style is really fun and enticing, and the idea of Alex Rider, a kid spy, is really cool. So this story is actually told from the point of view of Yasen Grigorovich, who is a bad guy, and he basically, I think it's like the story of his life and how he got into the situation that he did. And I'm really intrigued because I haven't read anything by Horowitz in a long time, and I think it'll be a really fun light read to just throw in and mix things up a little bit. Then I have 3 other physical books that I may or may not get to as well, but we shall see. Again, I've got Royal Assassin, which is book number 2 in the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. I still want to get to this. I've been saying it for a few months now, but I do want to get to this and see what happens to Fitz and all the others in this book because it was a really exciting story, the first one, and I need to carry on with it. I just haven't had the time. Hopefully this month will be the month because the first one I actually got through in 2 days, so I don't really have much of an excuse not to pick this up, but I'm really excited for whenever I do. Then I also have Theft of Swords, which is by Michael J. Sullivan. This is actually an omnibus edition of 2 different books. The first one is The Crown Conspiracy, and I've actually read that already and I really enjoyed it. I absolutely loved it, and I will be reviewing them together, which is the only reason I haven't reviewed it already. And the second one in this volume is called Avempatha, and I'm just as excited for the second volume after reading the first and loving it. So I will definitely be getting to this very soon, if not today or tomorrow, because I'm really loving the characters of Royce and Hadrian. They are so funny. They remind me a lot of Locke, Lamora and Jean, and I just think they're really great as a duo, and I'm loving their storyline. So I definitely want to see what happens to them and how their storyline progresses, because they're pretty fun characters to read about, and their adventures really make me laugh and enjoy myself whilst I'm reading it. So that's another option. And then the final book that I may or may not read in the month of November is The Rose Cord, which is by J.D. Oswald, and this is book number 2 in the series. And I read the first one a while back and really enjoyed it. I absolutely love the covers. I think they're stunning, they're beautiful, and I'm so excited to get on with the rest of this series and see how things pan out, because by the end of the first one everything was looking quite exciting and vibrant and cool, and I really want to give this a go and find out where all the characters end up and how everything progresses for them. So this is again another really exciting one. So I've got a month of really cool books ahead of me. I'm thoroughly excited for all of them, and I definitely would love to have any of your guys' opinion. If you've got any books that you particularly want me to read out of the ones I've shown you and talked about, then let me know and I will definitely consider it, because I don't know where to start. Let me know what you guys are going to be planning to read in the month of November down below, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little chat about the